Hi everyone. So last time I have promised something very dark, something very black, something very evil is going to arrive. And here it is. This is the Blacktron X-Ray Spirit MOC that I have made. And it's not only an MOC for display this time, but I have put it on Lego ideas. So if you like this set, check the description, follow the link, and if you feel like, please support this idea and let's make a 30th anniversary for Blacktron. Let's try to have Lego release something again in Blacktron colors for a little bit of nostalgia. So first I would like to start with the motivations, why I have made this set like this, what were the basic ideas I wanted to implement in this set. Second, I will try to show you the functions that are implemented in the set. You know, I'm very much function oriented, so there are some moving parts, surprises hidden in the set. And thirdly, I will also try to show you some special building techniques, building ideas that I have done in this set, because it's always fun to show others what can be done with Legos. I think there is one specific surprise in this set that I have never ever seen in any other MOCs or sets ever done. So let's start. Okay, let's start with the motivations. So first I wanted it to look a little bit like a TIE fighter, not too heavily. You know, the TIE fighter originally is a hexagon shape. This is an octagonal thing from the top view. It hasn't been so important for me to make it look 100% like a TIE fighter from top view. I just wanted to have this octagon shape because it's a little bit, for me it's a little bit classic view. So I didn't want every part, every piece of it to be very rounded, very smooth. I wanted to keep a little bit blocky design to go back to the original Blacktron era. The second part I have wanted to implement in the ship is the design of the B-2 Spirit. It's a stealth fighter. I think it's a very iconic airplane. I think nothing has ever been built like that. And if you check, there are some air scoops here, also present in the B2 Spirit. And the overall flat design is something that brings back a little bit the mood of the B2 Spirit. Especially if you look at it from the side view, I think that's where it's most significant. And of course, this is also a Stingray. To be honest, when I build Blacktron sets, I like to implement some organic design to it. So just a little bit look like insects, animals. And I think this is a good blend of an airship that could be something like this by design, by pure mechanical design. But also it brings in a little bit of organic aspect to this set as well. Okay, so this is about the motivations. Second, we are going to go and check what features are implemented in this set. Regarding the features, let's go from the least surprising to the more surprising ones. So first of all, the tail of the ship is adjustable just a little bit so that you can articulate it to whatever position you would like. Of course, we also have some tail fins that can be adjusted in full vertical or horizontal position. And the landing of the ship is achieved. The landing position is achieved. If you look at on the other side, these air scoops are looking backwards, so you can close it up or open it up. These are locked hinges, so they are not very interesting, but also the positioning or the landing is achieved by the mouth. So on the front there are no landing landing supports, you have to open these levers or close these levers and close the mouth to achieve a full closed position. If you want to open it up, this is a clip. You have to open it up and again position these just in the right stud to give a good support for landing. Okay, let's close this up. And what's most fun is that you can open this little bastard like this. Both wings can be opened up, and when they are closed, they are super sturdy. So you cannot just leave it like this, because if you landed it with the wings open, it would fold up, so it would collapse. You have to close it in so that it gives a good support for landing. But when you want to play around with this, you can open these up, and of course you can even put it down, angle it, looking downwards as if it were trying to hide itself somewhere in the mud. Or you can also position it into a little bit more radical position, as if it were attacking something, as if it were flying, or you can just move it up and down, and then it's flying away. As you can see, when it's opened up, it also has some weapons hidden inside. That's only for the design. I've tried to incorporate here those new stud shooters that are available in yellow, but I just couldn't find enough place for it. I'm still thinking about it. Maybe one day I will manage to find something, but not yet. Okay, so this is about the wing, and of course the most important and the most fun is indicated here. So what this could be, let's try to play around with that. Oops, as you can see, it is moving down a little bit as if it were on a spring, and if you bring it to the back, then it closes itself up. Why? Because that's the point when the eyes start glowing. And if you check the back of the ship, also this is where engines light up, and as you can see, these are the odd flickering electric bulbs. If you check, they are not completely synchronized. But to be honest, I very much like this fact that this is again a little bit organic. So sometimes they are passing in the same frequency, and then they start shifting away, and then they come back again in synchron. I think this is amazing. And of course, due to the fact that I have used the old style electricity, the majority of the body inside is built of a battery box, of a 9-volt battery box. And basically that has been the biggest challenge in this set, to hide such a big battery box in there and then start building everything around it in quite compact manner. As you can see, it's full smooth on the top, but also full smooth on the bottom of it as well. I've tried to put here some grill pieces as well, just to depict something like, you know, I don't know how it's called in English, the air lungs or the water lungs, aqua lungs for the ray. Okay, let's go inside the ship and check how the cockpit will look like. As you can see, the cockpit opens up not completely, only as much as needed. And inside the cockpit you will instantly see a control panel here on the part that is opening up. And if you check this piece, then you will realize that it's not the official Blacktron control panel completely. Not how it should look like, because originally these red stripes shouldn't be here. This is a misprinted part. To be honest, I have got this piece only by accident, along with the Batrax. If you want to check, the original would look something like this. This is how it should look like, the top one. But to be honest, this printed piece, these two red bars, I think they look awesome compared to the original one. They give some additional design, so this is a mistake that is not ruining the overall design of it. So I have promised myself to incorporate it to my favorite Blacktron MOC, and it has turned out to be this one. Okay, inside the cockpit you will also see there are some panels here on the side, a radio, here are some circuits, and here are some other panels. And inside, as you can see, I don't know how much it's visible, I hope it's visible at least a little bit, there is no space seat there. So the pilots will not simply sit in there, but I have prepared a custom minifig for this. Basically, this is derived from the Evil Mech, because the Evil Mech had this wonderful Blacktron armor, and in the back of it there are some bars, and these will sit along against those little clips down there. I think the original Blacktron figure is awesome from one perspective. If you look at it like this, then you can see it's super evil with this full black visor. If you open it up, then it becomes super friendly. He's even smiling. And this two-sided nature of this Blacktron figure has always been my favorite aspect of Blacktron. And to be honest, this helmet, this little partially opened helmet, gives it back for me in one piece, in one position. This is very angry, very evil, very aggressive, but also the tiny little eyes on the normal green face make it look something a little bit friendly, something a little bit innocent. So I thought this helmet is awesome from this perspective. Okay, so to make him sit inside, we have to open a little bit from the bottom side as well, just to make it a little bit easier for me to put it in. And there it goes. You have to put him in. It's better to angle the legs a little bit, and then he will go inside space. And as you can see, there it is on the clips. You can close the bottom, close the top, and he's ready to fly away. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you some tricks in this ship. First, how the smooth underside is achieved in this ship with this very thin wing. I didn't want to do typical horizontal building because I wanted to have this tiny yellow stripe over the wing, and if you just used bricks in horizontal building, then of course it would have been all black. So to avoid a full upside down snotting, I have used this odd little hinge piece. I think you all know this, and you know, if you take it apart, turn it all around, put it back together, if you use a sufficient amount of this over the undersides of the plates, they can make it pretty sturdy. I especially like to use those hinges that has already worn off, so I would have no other good use of it. Perfect for upside down snotting. The second trick is a snot technique as well. I think you all know this hinge plate, and you know, here inside there's a little red or black, sometimes black, mostly red bar. This will look like this. And I think this is a more well-known trick, that if you want to do upside down slotting again, you can use this one between two bricks, push them together. You know, two of these can hold even 1x6, 1x8 pair of bricks very easily. Super sturdy, super good. Some parts on the nose where I didn't have too much place, I had to use this trick, because you know, these big panels do not have a lot of studs on the underside. They do not give you a lot of space, and to make it a little bit more safe, I had to use this one. Third but not least, the biggest challenge has been in the wings, because I wanted to have a good landing position when the landing supports are open, so that it wouldn't fold, collapse under its own weight. But I also wanted to have adjustable, articulatable wings, and I wanted to have a locked in position when it's opened up, so it cannot move freely in and out, but it has a good, firm, stable position also when it's open. And this has been achieved by this combination of pieces. I will try to show it to you how it's prepared. So here, as you can see, there are some headlights with additional ties, and inside we have plates with pinholes and a bar of bricks with pins. Basically, if you compare it to the ship, then all this mechanism is inside the body, so it's placed here. If you want to compare it to the ship, this is where it's positioned, and all the rest, all these clip hinges are placed on top of this part. Okay, but how does this actually work in reality? Of course, you can open up the wings by separating the bricks with the pins from the plates with the holes, and this will keep it firm and steady. Of course, you need this additional trick here with the headlights and the ties, because if it weren't for those, the whole thing would be very unstable, very flappy. Let me show it to you. So now I have turned around those to behave like bricks, and of course it would mean then the whole thing would be completely free. This creates a very bad feel in the ship if it's left like this. So that's why we have turned them around, because we gain some additional width to these headlights, and they will keep the pins inside the holes just a little bit. Is this legal or illegal? Let me show it to you. Of course, illegal building technique would be if the pins were under stress after the pins and the holes are separated. Let's check whether they are under stress. Let me open it up. This is how it's open, and if I remove this, then they fall apart. So in fact, the pins are not under stress, and the only reason for that is that there is an additional depth inside the holes, and this additional depth equals exactly to the amount of a half width of a tile, and this will keep the tip of the pin sitting inside that little additional depth inside the hole, but not hitting inside the channel of the hole, only on the outskirt of it. And in this way, it will not allow it to move around very much, just a little bit, but still stable enough. So this is how the whole wing is resolved, and this is the end of my review of the presentation of this MOC. If you have liked it, please support this idea. on Lego ideas. Have a wonderful summer. Bye.